Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's webinar. My name is Weston Konishi. I'm president of the Sake Brewers Association of North America. And we're really delighted to have tonight Koichi Higuchi from Higuchi Matsunosuke Shoten. It's a very famous Koji manufacturer based in Osaka. He's kind enough tonight to give us a little insight into his company's business, or his family's business, I should say, and into the world of Koji manufacturing in Japan and sort of the amazing applications of Koji, including the Koji's very important role in sake making. So we're very honored to have him here tonight to present his slides to us. He will be giving a presentation, PowerPoint presentation, and then we'll break into a question session. As much as we tried to convince Higuchi-san that his English was really great, and you'll see that in a second, he was a bit apprehensive about taking questions in English, so he asked that he get some questions in advance, which we've prepared, and we're really delighted to have Junko Usuba, our newest board member at the association, who will be posing the questions to Higuchi-san later in the presentation. So this another bit of housekeeping is that we'll be recording this session, so it'll be available for viewers at a later time. So with that, I'd like to hand it over to Koichi-san and your great presentation. どうぞ.
Can you see my slides?
No, not yet.
We see your Zoom screen, your browser. So we need to see your PowerPoint. Okay, right. Now we see your PowerPoint.
Okay.
Right.
Good morning, guys from Osaka. I'm Koichi Higuchi, a director of Higuchi Matsunosuke Shoten. Thank you for inviting me for joining this session. And it's my pleasure to talk about my business and the Koji starters. And I would like to thank Weston-san and Junko-san for arranging this session. And first of all, I'll talk about my company shortly. Our company is Higuchi Matsunosuke Shoten, is a Koji starter manufacturer and enzyme preparation distributor. And enzyme preparation is manufactured by Amano Enzyme. And our company is founded in 1855, so it is almost 170 years ago. And our company is established in 1938 as a joint stock company. And the current president is, company president is Matsunosuke Higuchi. He is the sixth generation of my family, and he is my father as well. And our office and the factory is are located in Osaka City, Japan. The Osaka City is known as second biggest city in Japan. And our factory and office is in Abenoku. So Abenoku is like a residential district. It's not business district and a factory district, but residential district. It's looking is very weird, but it's interesting factory and office. And currently 32 people are working right now. And next, this is our company history. And our current factory is built in 2010. And as I told you, our company was founded in 1855. But I'm suspicious about that because there is no proof our company was founded in 1855. But actually, our company was honored as a 100 years company by Osaka Chamber of Commerce in 1977. So actually, our company is running for more than 140 years, actually. And last year, I found a very interesting proof at our customers. The sake brewery is called Tatsuma Honke Shuzo. The staff showed me the interesting proof that is sales note. But that sales note is a proof our company was supplied Koji Stata to them, and it was written in 1899. So that is all this proof as far as I know. Anyway, our company is running for more than 100 years ago, 100 years actually. And originally, our company is located in Kyutaro-machi. Kyutaro-machi is now known as very, very busy business district. And our company was moved to current place after the last war. Unfortunately, as I told you, we don't have much proof of our business. And as far as I know, my family was run the gold leaf dealer more than 100 years ago. And the first generation president and the second generation president, she's first generation's wife, decide to merge the Koji Starter company. It was the Koji Starter company was in front of their gold leaf company, and they merged. So after that, they focus on the Koji Starter manufacture. And from 1961, we have started to distribute enzyme preparations. So we are working as exclusive enzyme preparation distributor of amino enzyme. And the current president took over his position in 1988. And probably I will take over my father's position in this year. Next, there are 6 major Koji startup companies in Japan currently. And our place is here. This is Osaka. And you can see the Osaka is middle of Japan. And it looks some other Koji startups company are running for more than 600 years. But anyway, most of the companies are running for many, many years. So we are working as like a living heritage. And the reason why there are only 6 companies is the reason why it is very simple. The market is very small. So we are sharing the small market with 6 companies. Our place is here. And this Osaka is very easy to go to Kyoto and Kobe cities. These 2 cities are known as very big sake cities. So it is our place is very easy to go there, and it's good for business. Then next, I'm showing the number of the Koji fermented food or liquors industries of Japan. There are thousands of companies there. And unfortunately, the number of companies are decreasing because the market is shrinking and we are facing aging society, and food cultures is diverted. And these sake breweries and honkaku shochu distilleries and mirin, soy sauce, miso manufacturers are our customers. Probably most of companies are our customers. And but that most of companies many companies purchase Koji Stazas not from one company, but several companies. And I'm showing this photo is micro photograph of Koji mold. So Koji is mold and Aspergillus family. and there are many Aspergillus family strains, but where our company is exclusively manufacturing Aspergillus oryzae, Aspergillus soya, and Aspergillus nutriensis. So Aspergillus oryzae is used for sake brewing and miso manufacturing, soy sauce manufacturing, and recently Amazaki manufacturing. Aspergillus soya is exclusive for soy sauce brewing, and Aspergillus nutriensis is exclusive for shochu distilling. Aspergillus nutriensis can export the rich citric acid. And these three Aspergillus strains are working very much for Japanese fermented food society. For this reason, so Koji Aspergillus oryzae and its white mutation, and Aspergillus soya and Aspergillus nutriensis and its white mutations are certified as National Fungus of Japan in 2006 by National Brewing Society of Japan. So our strains for commercial market are analyzed. They are safety and stable strains. And some people care if Koji strains can export the aflatoxin or toxic things. But our strains are certified as safe strains. This is a function of Koji. Probably the webinars know much about this, but Koji can metabolize many different kinds of enzymes. And general Koji, general substrate of Koji fermentation is rice, barley, or soybeans. But recently, some talented chefs have been trying very unique fermentation for their projects. But we are assuming these three materials are general Koji substrate. And Koji can metabolize various kinds of enzymes and can produce the glucose, amino acid, oryl sugars, some different, different kinds of products. And this triggers of inducing umami and aroma. So Koji is we can say the Koji is a factory of umami. And mostly for our customers, more focus on amylase and or protease activity. So I would like to compare Koji's function to usual food life. I compare rice to the whole cut meat. The Koji can break down the starch from starch to glucose. The sake brewing is very unique fermentation style of the ethanol production. And yeast can produce alcohol and the aroma component, but for Mr. Yeast cannot whole cut meat. This is a carbohydrate because it's too big. It should be cut to the chunks of meat. The Koji can metabolize the amylase. Amylase works as knife to break down the whole cut meat. And these chunks of meat, the yeast eats the chunks of meat and for producing the ethanol. And function of Koji is like cutting by enzymatic degradation. And the function of yeast is eating. Eating means the alcohol production and aroma production. These two chemical reactions are going simultaneously in moromi tank. This is very unique fermentation style in the world. And finally, yeast produces more than 15% alcohol concentration in sake. This is known as the highest alcohol concentration in brewing alcohol. If I compare it to beer production, the alcohol concentration is around 10%, I guess, and wine is 12% or less. But sake, the alcohol production is more than 15%. That is very interesting fact in sake brewing society. And when Weston-san introduced me as a Koji company, our company is not Koji company, but Koji starter company. The Koji starter and the Koji are totally different. Koji means fermented product. So on the rice, there are rice koji, barley koji, soybean koji, or faba beans koji. So there are various kinds of koji, but we are Koji starter manufacturer. Koji starter is spore of koji. And as you can see, this is written in Chinese alphabet. This is kanji of koji, and this is tane. Tane means seed. So koji starter means seed of koji. And this is our product, and that's just rising. And this is rice koji. And our company name is Higuchi Matsunosuke Shoten. It's a very long company name. But when I introduce by myself, I am Koichi Higuchi, our director of Higuchi Moyashi. Higuchi Moyashi is our brand name. And in our business field, Moyashi means Koji starter. And why the Koji starter is called as Moyashi is there are several stories, but I don't know which one is correct. But you can see this is vegetable, the bean sprout. The growing of Koji mold is similar to sprouting the bean sprout. So that's why it's Moyashi is called, Koji starter is called as Moyashi. And Moyashi is kind of verb. And sprouting means Moyashi in Japan. So that's why it is Moyashi is called, Koji starter is called Moyashi. And this is, I'm showing the ingredient of Koji starter. We are two different material for manufacturing Koji starter, rice or barley. The rice, we are using them as substrate of producing Koji starter. And the rice Koji starter is for the sake Koji starter and shochu Koji starter and some of miso Koji starter. And the barley Koji starter is for soy sauce Koji starter and some of miso Koji starter. This is, I'm showing the production process of Koji starter to compare the difference, to compare the Koji production. So in sake brewing, sake Koji making, in most of case, highly milled rice is used. On the other hand, our ingredient is 97% parched. So very less parched rice is used for Koji starter production. The reason why is only 3% milled rice has rich nutrient. our purpose is to collect spores, not to produce koji. So rich nutrient materials gives us the high, very rich harvesting rate for Koji's spore. And preparation process is here: the rinsing, the soaking, draining, and steaming. These processes are same to Koji making. The biggest difference is culture time. After the inoculation of Koji starter, usually Koji production takes the 40 to 50 hours in sake brewing, Koji making. On the other hand, Koji starter production requires more than 100 hours culture. That's a biggest difference. So let's think about the difference of Koji and the Koji starter manufacturing. We are using rich nutrient rice, and very takes long culture time. That triggers contamination easily. But our products are very, very purified, unstable. This is our technology. So using purified and stable Koji starter is very important for making Koji. And this picture shows the rice Koji. This is our customer's Koji. And this is upscale Koji manufacturing. So probably today's joining webinars are small scale sake breweries, but in Japan, there are many upscale sake breweries. And in case of upscale breweries, they use this rotary type automatically Koji making equipment in their place. But to export this facility to US is crazy expensive. So we need to think about how to upscaling Koji production in US market in the future. And as I told you, Koji starter manufacturing requires more than 100 hours culture. The culture process is the most important part of Koji starter manufacturing. Please see left two photos. This upper photo is probably taken more than 60 or 70 years ago. And this photo, bottom photo, is taken less than 20 years ago. And this factory was built in 1994. But this factory was built long time ago. But the production process are the same. We used to use the wood tray, the cedar tree tray previously. And cedar tree tray makes the appropriate moist condition. And wood tray can absorb excessive water content. That makes the appropriate condition for Koji mold growing. So we have the people, the Koji manufacturers, has been producing Koji in this mostly same process more than 100 years. This is very interesting thing, isn't it? And this right two photos are current our factory. So the production process was changed a lot of things. And it took more than 5 years to design our current factory. because most of things are changed. Currently, we are using metal tray instead of wood cedar tree tray. And metal tray, but we now our products are more stable and purified, but metal tray cannot absorb excessive water. So in the beginning of designing of the production process, our laboratory staff has struggled to create a new process. And currently, you can see this is outside of our culture room, and the inside of our room is sort of our confidential part. So we cannot show you the inside the room. I'm sorry about that. And now we have several rooms for cultivation. And this is clean room. The clean room is 1 and 10 to 5 class clean room. So it's very clean. And now our product's quality is improved than previous method. And second biggest thing of Koji starter production, Koji production, the Koji starter production has drying process for long-term storage. Our products, the moist water content of our products are less than 10%. And these are equipments exclusive for drying process. This is original design equipment. And if we are drying Koji, deeply fermented Koji with very mild wind to dry, but if the wind is too strong, the Koji spores have thrown up, so the correcting rate of Koji will be low. So this requires a special technique. And after this process, the granule type Koji starter production is done. And for international customers, we are supplying powder type Koji starter. For making powder type Koji starter, sieving process is required to remove the substrate part and mycelium part. The sieving process is done by cyclone system. And as I told you, after drying process is grind type Koji starter is done. We have two different types of Koji starter, the grind type Koji starter and powder type Koji starter. To produce a powder type Koji starter, we mix the Koji spore by correcting by sieving process, and we add extender. Extender is made from the potato starch. And the substrate part, this is rice and the mycelium and the other things. These two parts are removed completely. And after they are packed, and grind type Koji starter, this bag is for ginjo bag, has 200 grams. That one bag Koji starter 200 grams is for 200 kilo of raw material. On the other hand, powder type Koji starter has 70 grams. This one bag is for also 200 kilo of raw Koji material, rice. And 1 gram Koji spore has 5 to 10 billion spores. That is tremendous. So we think our product is very cheap. And for international customers, as I told you, powder type Koji starter is currently available. And in most of cases, the grind type Koji starter is unavailable for avoiding any troubles at the custom clearance. So powder type Koji starter is just spore. It's very easy to pass the custom clearance. And in addition, the weight is much lighter, less than half. So that makes the freight charge cheaper. And for storage, our product guarantee time of our products is 6 months. As I told you that when you store the Koji starter, please put in the dried condition. So we requires the less than 10%, 50% humidity, and the temperature should be 12 to 25 degrees Celsius. But temperature does not matter compared to the humidity. The temperature around less than 30 or 33 degrees Celsius, but humidity is more important. Please keep the Koji starter under the 50 or 55% less condition. If the Koji starter is stored appropriate condition, it can be used for more than 1 year, but our guarantee time is 6 months. So we have hundreds of different types of Koji starter, Koji strains as stocks. And in previous slide, I explained we are supplying Aspergillus oryzae and Aspergillus soya and Aspergillus nutriensis. And they have but Aspergillus oryzae, we have hundreds of different oryzae stocks, and we have many different types of nutriensis stocks. But please guess how many strains we are supplying for commercial market from the stocks. The answer is only 50. So these 50 strains are analyzed. Its safety and stability. We don't analyze every Koji starter stocks, but most of strains are analyzed, its safety and stability. So if the requires and is diverted, we will supply other strains in the future. So this is, I'm showing different types of Koji. This is not Koji starter, this is Koji. And we use the rice, barley, and soybean as substrate. And you use the different Koji starters. And they are cultured under the same condition. So each Koji starters has unique characters. And these black Koji are probably Aspergillus nutriensis. And please see the rice Koji. They have different lengths of mycelium, and taste and flavor are different on each Koji. And soybean Koji, so to making soybean Koji requires the high, rich protease activity, and each Koji starter has different characters. This is, we think this is very interesting. Now, this table shows the requirement of Koji starter character for each food production. Today, I would like to focus on sake brewing. And for sake brewing, amylase activity is very focused. And recently for ginjo brewing for ginjo sake, high glucoamylase activity and milder alpha amylase activity is required. And in Japan, the brewers call this high G per alpha. We have high G per alpha Koji starters. High G, this is our flagship product for brewing ginjo sake. on the other hand, Higuchi shows the richer, the stronger tyrosinase activity and show the slower growth. That means that rich tyrosinase activity triggers the kurokasu for ginjo koji making, and slower growth means it is more difficult to control. But in Japan, most of ginjo breweries have been using Higuchi. We are feeling all of that. And from 5 or 6 years ago, so ginjo brewers requires us more to get more higher glucoamylase activity. So we launched the new product 5 years ago, Super Higuchi. The Super Higuchi shows the much higher glucoamylase activity compared to Higuchi. But this product is only for current Higuchi users. We don't recommend to use Super Higuchi for initial trial. For initial trial, I recommend Hikami for ginjo. This koji starter showed the quicker growth compared to others. So quicker growth is very easy to control. And next is for regular sake brewing, Higuchi Funjokin. This is our standard product. Standard means koji starter has well-balanced activity, both amylase activity and the protease activity. The protease activity is not rich, but a little protease activity makes well-balanced amino acid, which gives the umami to the sake. And after testing Higuchi Funjokin, I would recommend other koji starters. It depends on the customer's requirement. But these 4 koji starters are also general koji starters, popular koji starters in sake market. And Kaori and Hakuho, this koji starter is for users who think Higuchi Funjokin's enzyme activity is too strong. That means that the Kaori and Hakuho's enzyme activity are milder compared to Higuchi Funjokin. And especially Kaori is well used for Junmai sake brewing. And Hakuho will show the quicker growth compared to Kaori. And Hikami number 20 and Hikami number 30 are also Hikami family. And Hikami family koji starters show the quicker growth, like Hikami for ginjo. And Hikami number 20, the enzyme activity of Hikami number 30 is stronger than Hikami number 20. And enzyme activity is the strongest of enzyme activity is probably same to Higuchi Funjokin, but controlling is different. The Hikami number 20 is more easier. But the only selection koji starter is not only factor to determine the quality of koji. So the webinars may know many different factors are involved in to determine the koji quality, like water content and the culture time, the mixing timing, and many other things are involved in to determine the koji quality. This is our current interesting project. So this yellow powder is fermented egg. We call this koji, egg koji fermented egg. And we have been supplying this product is for exclusive for Kewpie. The Kewpie is known as the biggest mayonnaise manufacturer in Japan. And this company is manufacturing many different kinds of pasta sauce and dressings. and they have tried to develop the new product, and they tested miso and enzyme preparations to add umami for their product, but it looks they are failed. And when we started to collaborate with them, we suggested to ferment egg by Koji, and they used the egg Koji for their product, and they invented this yellow paste. This has rich umami, and this is the salty taste as well. And they named aged egg yolk. And the aged egg yolk, they are satisfied with the quality of aged egg yolk, and they use this paste for various different kinds of products. And recently, the left one, this is salad dressing, is launched from this month probably for commercial market. And this is pasta sauce. This is powdered pasta sauce. This product is also launched from this month. And there are some different types of products which are used, which contain the aged egg yolk, and it looks the sales is pretty good. And as I told you, we are working as distributor of enzyme preparations as well. And this enzyme preparation is manufactured by Amano Enzyme, the head office in Nagoya, Japan. And the very good thing of using Amano enzyme preparation is they have small packed enzyme preparations. These enzymes are packed 100 grams. Most of enzyme preparation manufacturers supplies 1 kilo at least, but we have 100 gram packed enzyme preparations. And most of Japanese sake breweries has been using enzyme preparation as accelerator or supplement of the sake brewing process. And if you want to learn more detailed things, please visit our website, www.higuchi-m.co.jp. That's it. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, Koichi-san. That was absolutely fascinating. I'm sure our viewers have a million questions, and I know that you wanted us to send you questions in advance. So out of respect for that, we fielded some questions from brewer member of ours, and so Junko, I'll turn it over to Junko now to ask you these questions, and hopefully these will be broad enough that they'll cover some of the questions that I know our viewers have, but I'm sure there are many, many more. So with that, I'll turn it over to Junko.
Yep, Higuchi-san, どうもお疲れ様でした。
ありがとうございます。
Hi, and so I will switch to Japanese. Hello, everybody. I'm Junko Suba, and as Weston kindly introduced me, I am a new board member of the association starting this January. I am also Japanese, and so I learned something today, Higuchi-san, as a Japanese person, or I should say Koichi-san. In Japan, we tend to call people by their last name, but I'll say his first name because we are on an English webinar, Koichi-san. And so the first thing I learned was I did not know that there is a national fungus of Japan. So that was definitely a key learning. And then two, I was really impressed by the long history, 6 generations. And I guess it sounds like this year we will be on to the 7th generation. So we very much look forward to that. But it looks like over 175 years, your company has made tremendous progress. We saw some of the photos of your production process. And so from going from wood to steel, the change in facility, that was quite fascinating. we also saw innovation. For example, I think the egg Koji, maybe your ancestors did not think about this. And also in terms of language, your English is excellent. Many of the people in the chat said, wow, great English. And I have to tell that audience that even though Japanese people learn English as part of their education, they are not the best English speaker. So, congratulations on that great presentation, both in English and in terms of content. So then let me get to some of the questions that were submitted. So the first question is, there has been a lot of exciting Koji explorations outside of sake. So what sort of new ferments have you been seeing, and what types of Koji are being used?
In sake brewing field, most of customers are using rice, so there is no new trend in sake brewing. But as I showed you, the egg koji is very interesting project because the ingredient is not grain or bean, but egg. This is very fascinating thing, and I'd like to show you another project. Can I share the website?
Yes.
Can you
We see your PowerPoint presentation right now.
This is Orize Cheese Project.
We see your PowerPoint presentation, Koichi-san. The screen is showing the PowerPoint.
I'm sorry. I'd like to show you another slide.
Okay.
Can you guys see this slide? And this is written in Japanese. I'm sorry about that. And this is Koji fermented cheese. So the ingredient of this product is milk, cow milk, and there is a working team of developing the Orize cheese project. Our laboratory is a member of this working team. And finally, they developed the Orize cheese. This cheese is fermented by Aspergillus oryzae, and Lactobacillus is used as well for its product. This is very interesting project for me. And I don't know this cheese is distributed for commercial market currently, but I hope this cheese will be trend in Japan in the future.
I hope so too. It looks absolutely delicious, and I can't wait to try some of it with some sake.
Actually, I have never tried this cheese, but according to our laboratory staff, it has very unique taste and flavor, and it's really tasty compared to usual.
Really, that looks exciting. Okay, I'll be going back to Japan soon, so I hope to look for it. And I know that we've got about 12 minutes left. So I'm going to move on to the next question. So, has your company been working on any projects with non-traditional strains of Koji or media?
As Koji starter, we don't use non-traditional material for its production, but I don't know this answer is correct or not. Some sake breweries are currently using Aspergillus nutrients for their sake brewing, not shochu distilling. As I told you, Aspergillus nutrients can export rich citric acid, and some sake breweries thinks to add its citric acid instead of lactic acid. The citric acid is, the citrus flavor means a fruity flavor. So the citric acid derived from Aspergillus nutrients probably gives the sake more fruity flavor and taste. So this is interesting trend in Japan. And also outside Japan, it looks some sake breweries are using aspergillus nutriencies for their sake brewing, but the culture process of aspergillus nutriensis koji and aspergillus oryzae koji is totally different. For instance, the initial temperature of the culture is different. In case of aspergillus nutriensis, it's much higher compared to oryzae culture. And to exposing citric acid, after 24 hours or more, the temperature should be stable in different temperature compared to oryzae. But if you want to use the aspergillus nutriensis, please ask me by email. Please free to ask me by email, or you can post messages to our website.
Okay. Koichi, is it okay if we share, maybe Weston, you can put their website link into the chat so that everybody has that?
Can I share my slide in the last
Yes.
slide?
Yes, please.
This is our English version website. www.higuchi-m.co.jp/en.
Perfect. Great. Oh,
Website
thank you.
has
Sachiko has
inquiry.
posted it for us.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful
please.
website. Okay. I will move on to the next question. So how many sake breweries do you work with currently? And which of your products are being used most frequently?
That is very good question. As I showed you, this is the current number of sake breweries in Japan. Probably more than 80% are our customer.
Wow.
But many of customers are using our Koji Starter exclusively, but many other customers are using different brands, Koji Starter as well. So it's overlapped. But anyway, so we have tremendous number of customers in Japan. And the most popular products is difficult. I can say Higuchi is our flagship product for Ginjo Sake brewing. So this is the most popular product for Ginjo Sake brewing in Japan, because this is the first product which has rich glucoamylase activity and mild alpha amylase activity. So high G per alpha product in Japan. This is the first product. And Super Higuchi is becoming a very popular product, but Higuchi is the most popular for sure.
Gotcha. So it makes it easier for your customer as well, because it has the two desired traits. Great.
And Higuchi Funjokin, or in the granule type, the many breweries are using granule type Koji starter for their brewing. For Moromi, the product name is for Moromi and Higuchi Funjokin. These products are popular is not appropriate word. General Koji starter in our lineup.
Okay.
And also the Kaori is also a popular product for Junmai Sake. So, but I cannot tell which one is the most popular. But anyway, Higuchi is our flagship product for sure.
Okay. Well, it sounds like some of the people on the webinar are already using your product. I think Brandon, Doug, I can't see his full name, but Brandon Dugden, I don't know. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but he said, I'm using number 30. So
All right.
you do have some of your customers on
Very good, very good.
Great. Okay.
We have some other product for sake brewing. So if we want to run other product, please access to our website.
Great. And then the next question, plenty of the breweries you work with have received awards for their products. So are you able to share with us which of your products are most commonly being used in these awarded sakes? And what styles are typically being made with them?
IG for sure.
IG?
Yes.
Okay, so that one.
And Kampyokai is known as the most famous competition is a
Competition? Mhm.
competition
Or
probably.
award? Maybe award?
This is not our, but to keep getting receiving gold medal every year is very important for sake breweries. So 10 years gold medal sake is very rare in Japan. So to getting gold medal recently requires a higher G per alpha value for Koji production. So that's why the high G is commonly used for our sake.
Okay, for sake, and it sounds like also for the award-winning sake
Yeah.
too. Okay.
Right.
Well, it sounds like you have another customer here. Scott Cramlett said in the chat that he's using High G and he's very pleased with the results. So it sounds like
Oh,
there's a lot of there's fans out there for High G, even in the US.
my pleasure.
Okay, and then one more question is, are there any new strains of Koji spores for sake you've been working on?
The latest Koji starter is probably for sake. Super High G is the latest Koji starter for sake market, but for the end of last year, we launched two different types of Koji starter. They are exclusively for Amazake producing. Recently, miso manufacturers and the sake brewers are trying to produce the Amazake. But in Japanese market, brighter colored Amazake is preferred for the customers, consumers. But brighter colored Amazake doesn't have much sweetness because the brighter Amazake is less saccharized reaction during making. But our new two products allows the Amazake brighter colors and sweetness is also rich. So this is the latest version, the Koji starter.
Gotcha. So it helps the.
Sorry, the product name is Amaza King and Amaza Queen respectively. So Amaza King has rich enzyme activity compared to Amaza Queen.
Gotcha. So it's Amaza King and Queen, and both of them help with brighter colors and it's less saccharized.
Yes.
Great. Okay. Well, that was all the questions from my end, and I think we're kind of at a good timing to hand it off to Weston. But thank you very much, Koichi-san, for the wonderful presentation. I definitely learned a lot, and
Yeah, I'd like to sincerely apologize my terrible English.
not at all.
If you guys have additional questions, please feel free to post questions and inquiries to our website.
Great. Thank you so much, Koichi. Is it also all right if people were to send you emails, to email you their questions to follow up from tonight?
Yeah, I don't feel like to tell my email address in this, but please free to post message to our website. I will reply to you guys.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for a really, really fascinating and insightful presentation. Not only was your English excellent, but the substance of your talk this evening was really, really informative. And I know that all of our viewers got a lot out of it. So just want to thank you for that, and thank you, Junko, too, for handling the questions this evening. I do want to say, I know that there are plenty of more questions, and so Koichi-san has been kind enough to work with us. We're going to try to get his lab director, Dr. Yamashita, to do another webinar with us sometime this summer. That will be an even deeper dive into the Higuchi Matsunosuke Shoten products and more technical details about brewing and sake brewing using their products. So please keep a lookout for that. That will be available only for SPANA members. So if you're not a member, that hopefully will encourage you to join us. But please stay posted about that. We're looking forward to that, and we'll be sending out announcements of that in the coming months. So
yeah, and Weston, it's probably good to mention that Dr. Yamashita is renowned in Japan. He is known as a renowned Koji expert in Japan. So it's a special honor to have him present to us.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so that will be a very special opportunity, and we hope you all will join us for that as well. So with that, I'd like to thank Koichi-san again for tonight's wonderful and insightful talk. And thank you, Junko, for the questions as well. So with that, thank you, everyone. Good night, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Koichi-san. Good night.
You too. Have a good one.